Good day, folks. Welcome to another episode of Andrew's Life. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. I welcome you to the city of Winamac, Indiana. We're going to be in Winamac, Indiana here in a minute, so as soon as we get into town here, I'll start talking a little more. Yeah, right now, I'm just kind of, showing you some of the outer areas of Winamac. And I apologize that I haven't done my regular videos. To be completely honest with you people, I took another trip to Alabama for a job interview. Something that I did not think I would be doing no longer, because I almost gave up on the prospects of finding suitable employment in Alabama. But I got a call unexpectedly. The position pays pretty well, so I decided to drive down there and go to that interview, and I will give you guys some more insight about that whole experience on another video. So that is the reason why I have not done a whole lot of these regular drive around videos. I was gonna do some recording in Alabama, but I didn't because the time that it took me to get there, and then I had to attend to the job interview, and then I had to do some work to my house down there, and then I had to come back up to Indiana to go to work. So that didn't leave me any time to be able to do any type of recording. So anyways, welcome to Winamac, Indiana, which is located towards it's located in northwest Indiana. It is now Winamac is a small, some people might call it a town because the population is so low. But Winamac is located 65 miles south of South Bend, 62 miles north of Lafayette, however it's pronounced, 25 miles to Loganport, which Loganport, I have it on this video. Loganport, of course, is a smaller city, but it's way bigger than Winamac. And also within 2 hours of here, like if you need a little bit more excitement when it comes to your entertainment, you have Chicago, which is 2 hours northwest of here. And also within 2 hours of here, you got Fort Wayne and Indianapolis. Now the population here is currently sitting at 2,320 people, down 6.8% as of the 2020 census. Back during the 2010 census, the population used to be 2,490 people. So this community has lost a few people over the last census year, from the last census. And Winamac was incorporated as a town in 1868. Now Winamac being a smaller community located kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, there's not really a whole lot going on economically out here. Now, they do have I think you pronounce it like bond ability or bond. I want to say Braun ability, BRAUN ability, which is a wheelchair manufacturing plant. Let me back up. I don't know why I said wheelchair manufacturing plant. They do not make wheelchairs. What they manufacture are wheelchair accessible vans and wheelchair lifts. So I mean, when they say wheelchair accessible vans, I'm pretty sure that they're not manufacturing vans. I think that may have been a typo. I think what they meant to say is they manufacture the equipment and the hardware that goes into the vans, that goes into your wheelchair vans. I think that's what they meant. I'm almost sure of it. Now, when it comes to the crime in this community, crime is fairly low. I mean, your violent crime is below national average. Your property crime is a little above national average. It's 4% above national. The property crime is 4% above national average, which again, that's not bad at all. And the racial demographics are 90.8% white, 1.8% Asian, and 4.7% Hispanic. And if you desire to move here to Winamac, your median rent prices are going to go from $640 to $1,570 a month. Your median home prices are going to be $155,000. And to get anything that's half decent, I mean, not so much, anything special, but just a half decent basic home, plan to spend at least $150,000. So now that we got all that basic information out the way, before I share with you guys how other people feel about Winamac, I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents about this community. Now, as you guys can see, this video is a long video, so when I get done with the commentary, if you would kindly continue to watch the video, as you will see much more of this community. Now, for those of you guys that are new to the channel, I'm going to explain myself real quick in terms of how I run this channel, just so you guys understand. Now, the way that I go about running this channel is, I like to give you guys my commentary up front. That way, as you guys continue to watch the video, you at least have an idea of what you're watching and what's going on. So anyways, let's continue. Now, and one more thing. I almost forgot to mention that the housing market here is relatively busy. So there are a fair amount of people that are moving here to Winamac. So despite the fairly competitive housing market here, and despite that, I will say there are advantages. I would say there are pluses and minuses of living in Winamac. Now, I'm going to start with the positive. Now, to me, some of the pluses of living here in Winamac is, if you're looking for that small city / small town atmosphere, you'll definitely will have it here in Winamac. But at the same time, if you need convenient accessibility to larger metro areas, in terms of places to go for entertainment, you are within a couple of hours of Chicago, which if you're into the city life, at least some of the time. Because sometimes people move to communities like this because they don't want to deal with all the riffraff and traffic of living in a larger city. However, it's nice to be within an hour or two of a larger city. That way, hey, you get a little bored out here in kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere. You can go visit one of the cities and partake in whatever entertainment that you desire. You can go try out some new restaurant you may have never been to before. Stuff like that. So I will say other than the fact that Winamac is within a couple of hours of cities like Chicago, that's entertainment hub Midwest USA. I mean, as many people will say, Chicago is basically the Midwest New York, which is only 2 hours northwest of here. And of course, the crime out here is low, so that's another positive aspect of living here in Winamac. So now I would say some of the negatives of living out here in Winamac is, for starters, Winamac is kind of located in the middle of nowhere. I mean, this community is a bit isolated. I mean, the closest smaller city to this one is going to be Loganport, which is located 25 miles from here. And also, the closest metro area that's here is going to be South Bend. No, I take that back. It'll be the West Lafayette area, which is going to be located an hour from here. And then, of course, so that's going to be an hour south of here. An hour south of here. And you're going to have South Bend, which is going to be a tad bit over an hour north of here. Now, so when it comes to the economy, when it comes to the general economy in this region of Indiana, I mean, Winamac, unfortunately, is not going to be located in an area to where the economy is going to be super strong, to where the job market is going to be super diverse. Now, Lafayette, they're doing West Lafayette, they're doing all right. They're doing their thing. Now, much of the economy, in that region of Indiana is going to be either based off of blue collar work or it's going to be based off of education. Which either one is going to pay the most amount of money in the world. But if you budget your money wisely, you can, I feel, with the jobs, with the type of opportunities that are in the Lafayette, West Lafayette area, you can definitely make do. And then, of course, the other metro is South Bend, which there's jobs in South Bend. But is South Bend the best economy that Indiana has to offer? Not even close. I mean, some people would say that South Bend's economy is trash. At this point, I'm not going to say it's trash because I don't know enough about South Bend at this particular point to say whether it's trash or not. Now, if I had to make an assumption of the South Bend's economy, I would say South Bend's economy is I would say at the very best, it's okay. So yeah, I would say a negative. Uh, I would say one negative aspect of living here in Winamac is the fact that you're an hour or more from any metro area, and the two metro areas that are within an hour of here aren't even. I mean, are not going to have the largest or best economy. Because let's be realistic. Whether you're talking about South Bend or you're talking about the Lafayette, West Lafayette area, those economies are not going to be comparable to places like Greater Fort Wayne or Greater Indianapolis. Now, I would say if you are still lucky enough to be able to work at home from home, to be able to have your job remote, I would say if you're so lucky to be able to do that, I was, and you don't, and you're looking to live in the northwestern region of Indiana. I would say in that case, Winamac is not a bad choice. It's a good place to live. And also, as you'll see on this video, when you go to the downtown area, despite the fact that the population here is so small, it's far lower than 3,000 people. I will say this. I will say this community, they do have their own grocery store. They do have, all the basic amenities that most people need and take for granted. I will say Winamac does have the majority of rich. They got grocery stores. They have gas stations. They have at least some of your chain restaurants to grab you a bite to eat. And also, the downtown area is a very well laid out downtown. And I would also say that right by downtown, you have the city park, which you have a place to, if I can remember clearly, you got a place to ride your bike. You got a place, there's a place for skating. There's walking trails. So everything that many parks have that people enjoy, the park in Winamac has it as well. So yeah, Winamac has a fairly nice park right by downtown. It's nothing big, it's nothing fancy. It's just, it's a nice little place to hang out at and allow your kids to play and blow off a little bit of steam so they don't get on your nerves later. So I will say the general downtown area is fairly nice. And I will also say, even though this is a small city or a town, I will say the amount of amenities here are decent. And this community seems like a typical, quiet, small Midwestern town. And I would say if that's the type of atmosphere you're looking for, but you want to be at least within an hour of larger cities, this place, in my opinion, would be worth checking out. In fact, there's a grocery store right there. And also, you do have fairly easy accessibility to bigger cities, like I said earlier. And there's a lot of people that are moving out here. So clearly, I think some of the high points that I give this community, other people probably see those points as well, which is why they're moving out here. Because as I've been saying on my recent videos, Not everybody desires to live in a large city, in the metro, or even in the suburbs. And not everyone wants to live somewhere in no man's land, in the absolute middle of nowhere where you have no amenities, and it takes 20 minutes to get to the closest gas station. Now, I've lived in an area like that for a short period of time in Alabama, and I would never do it again. I thought I would like it, but I didn't. So, for people that desire to have some kind of amenities around them, but yet not be too terribly far from larger cities, this is a good place to live. This could be a good place to live. Now, personally, if I was wanting to live in Northwest Indiana, I would say this place is definitely worth a check. It is definitely worth checking out. Now, as I've indicated a little bit ago, if you choose to move out here, understand the housing market out here is fairly competitive. So, okay, so I don't know what else to add in terms of my 2 cents about this city. I mean, I think everything that I could think to say, I've already said. So now we're going to switch over to Niche, and we're going to see what other people think about this community. All right, Winamac has 10 reviews on Niche, and this city or town, whatever you want to consider it, has been rated 3.5 stars. So let's see what they gotta say. Now I'm gonna tell you right now that, let's see here. Give me a, okay. We're gonna do our normal. We're gonna start with the 5 stars, and we're going to work ourselves down to the 1 stars. Okay, now these reviews appear to be a little older, unfortunately. But that's what I have to work with, so that's what I'm going to work with. This first review is from September of 2020. Winamac is where I have been raised my entire life. It is a very small town. Most colleges have a larger number of attendees than Winamac. Then Winamac has population. Okay, I can't complain. Fun fact, Winamac only has 3 stoplights in the entire town. And another thing which I'm going to say about Winamac, and this is my opinion. Now, in my opinion, when you're driving through Winamac does have a larger, well, I'm not going to say larger city, but in my opinion, Winamac has more of a small city feel than it has a small town feel. Because despite Winamac being a small town, when you go out on some of the main roads, you will encounter a little bit of traffic. So Winamac, yeah, it's small, yeah, it's fairly low key. Now, and also bear in mind, I recorded this video over the weekend, so so just bear that in mind as well. Because I'm pretty sure if I would have done this video during the weekday, you guys would have saw a lot more traffic, guaranteed. So Winamac, although it may be located kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere, don't come out here and mistake it for being some small, sleepy Indiana town, because it isn't. Okay, moving on. Now there's other. August is from August of 2017. Beautiful, quiet little town with two well-kept parks in the city limits and state park only approximately 10 miles away. Now, the state park that this person is talking about is the Tippecanoe River State Park, which is just a few minutes outside the city limits. Okay, moving down to 4. Review.
Here are some results from a search.
Sorry about that, people. This phone has a life of its own sometimes. Okay, moving forward. Alright, folks, this next review is a 4-star. This is from February of 2017. Winamac was where I grew up from the time I was born until I graduated. I loved knowing everyone and just being able to treasure my high school years. I wouldn't change anything or trade my experience. It will forever be my home. It's a nice, quiet, and relaxing place, but I see it as more of retirement. But I see it as more of retirement home now than back when I was there. Winamac was my home, but now I'm on to my future. But I will always go home to see my family. Is this little town? Okay, whatever. I'm keep on going here. Okay, this next review, another 4-star from October of 2016. Winamac is a town in Monroe Township, Pulaski County, Indiana, United States. Okay, the population was 2,490 people as of 2010. It is a county. Okay, they're not really saying shit, so let's keep it going. This other one is 4-star from February of 2016. I lived here my whole life, and so have my parents and grandparents. I thought I wanted big city life, which I am getting at college. But overall, I would want to raise my babies in a small town. Okay. Moving down to the 3 stars. Now, this first one is from August of 2018. This is a very small town in rural Indiana. I have lived here practically my entire life and intend to stick around for the rest of it. I don't think there is much opportunity for growth in the jobs in the town, and I find most of the occupants to be rather stuck up. There isn't much to do in the town, but new people and places pop up all the time. Okay, this is another 3-star from June of 2018. The only positive about Winamac is my family. My family was here, and a lot of memories were made here. The people, however, you will grow to become tired of. There are decent job opportunities, but the schooling is not very good at all. The teachers are very one-sided and do not teach the subject. Okay, let's jump down to 2 stars. Well, okay, there's one review for 2 stars, but they're not really discussing anything that has anything to do with Winamac, so we're gonna skip that one. Okay. Now this is a 1 star, and this one was from May of 2022, so a little bit more recent than some of the other ones I've been reading. I don't care for this town nor the county in general. No stores are open late, and the police sort of harass you for no reason. Also, there is not any work here. You don't have a chance starting over or trying to make something of yourself. I have tried numerous times. Well, I feel bad for that person that put that comment in that they came here and didn't have good luck. And that kind of, like I said, that's one disadvantage of living here is you are kind of sort of in the middle of nowhere. I mean, Winamac, unfortunately, is a very isolated town. Now, there's people that move out here because it is like that, and that's how they prefer to stay. They prefer to stay small, they prefer to be isolated, and they prefer this particular part of Northwest Indiana to stay rural. So I would say if you're the kind of person that you are looking for a rural lifestyle, but at the same time you don't want to have to drive too far to get to a city, Winamac may not be your place, to be quite frank. Now, if you don't mind driving a minimum of a half hour, like a half hour to Loganport, then okay, you might be all right here. But as I've told you at the beginning of the video, you're going to be driving an hour, give or take, if not longer than an hour, depending on traffic and the weather, to any larger city, to any metro city. So if you move here and you don't want to have to drive an hour or longer to get to a major city, or you don't even want to drive a half hour to get to a nearby larger small city compared to this one, then Winamac may not be a place where you're going to want to live. So, if you move here to Winamac, just bear that in mind. Alright, folks. I don't know what more to add to the commentary. I'm done with the commentary at this point. Everything was I could think to say that is of any type of importance I've just said. So, as always, thanks for watching. And I thank every last one of you for tuning in and subscribing to my channel, for those of you that have done that. And for those of you that watch my videos and you give my videos a thumbs up, keep doing so. It helps me out and I appreciate it. And on that note, just like I encourage you guys to do on all my videos, if you want to help me out, it costs nothing. It's 100% free. All you gotta do is give videos like this a thumbs up. And if you haven't subbed to the channel at this point, go ahead and do that as well, because I will be putting out many more videos. So on that note, stay blessed, stay safe, stay happy, and I'll catch you on the next one. Oh, there's still another 25 minutes or so left on this video, so feel free to watch it so you can get more footage of Winamac. Okay, check you later.